Some pine needles to make spray. Thank you for your sacrifice, edible Reed. You need a job. You need sweet duck. You need distilled or filtered water, and you need a butt ton of edible conifer needles. Your pines, your spruces, your firs, your hemlocks, not to be confused with the Socrates hemlock. That one's in the carrot family, and it will kill you dead. I got some pine and spruce, they're going into the jar. Next, we add in our sweet dust. The sugar is gonna feed the yeast living on the needles. And when you feed yeast, it farts, and what it farts is CO2 bubbles. Now add in enough wet to fill up the jar. Now you're gonna slap on the lid and do your little dancey dance to dissolve all that sugar. If you don't dance, it won't work. This next part is just like a matter of preference, and I think it speeds the process up a little bit. You're gonna take off the lid and then put a paper towel or a kitchen towel over it. You can even use this little ring to keep it in place, and that just lets the yeast breathe for the first few hours of the ferment. I loved Miss She and Mr. He's video on the pine needle Sprite, and at this point, I feel like I'm just giving you a seasonal wild soda every season, so this is the winter one. 3 days later. And here it is. Oh, that's fizzy. Goodbye, needles. Pour some over ice. It smells like Sprite. Pinky up. It's very Sprite adjacent. The sweet taste of free vitamin C. Happy snacking. Don't die. Black Forager is what I go by everywhere other than TikTok, and I often get the question, why? Why do you need to bring race into it? It's just wild food. Well, foraging for wild food was an integral part of the Black experience, whether free or enslaved, for our first 250 years on this land. Foraging filled out small meals given to slaves, and selling your finds gave Black folks a means of income. But when slaves were freed, laws were immediately put in place to curb Black foraging, to financially bind us to the plantations we had just escaped. So over the course of a century, we collectively forgot those skills. For me, foraging as a Black woman is an act of rebellion through restoration of knowledge. Too often, people of color put their hands to the earth to support others. It is an act of justice to put our hands to the earth to support ourselves.